what's up, everyone? It's time for Dirty Thursday. I'm Dale Coulis, filling in the host chair one last time here for John Roberts as he plugs away at the beet harvest. Best of luck to all the beet drivers out there during the harvest. I know it's been stop and go with these warmer temperatures this last few days. Filling in the co-host chair alongside me once again is Speedway Shots Photographer Stephen Lewis.
1 month straight.
1 month straight. Always great having you here, man. Love picking your brains. You're an encyclopedia. Thanks for coming on today.
Been hearing that for decades.
Yes, yes. We see people already commenting away in the chat. Hi, Nick. Good morning, Al. Good morning, Flying Ryan. Ryan Thorvalson. If you got comments or questions for anyone on the show today, make sure to comment away on the live chat on the GFBS channels on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Also want to give a big welcome here to late model driver number 42, Matt Jarvis. I'm giving everyone the crowd applause button. I love the crowd applause button. Also, his brother, go-kart driver, senior medium class number 92, Kyle Jarvis, and junior 1 Yamaha driver, Lilly Jarvis, is it number 22 or number 4 or number 24 or number 42? I want to say I've seen them both for you.
I started with 42 and now it's 24.
Now it's 24. Okay, gotcha.
They didn't get applause there, Dale.
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
There we go.
Everyone gets the applause. The crowd claps. How are you guys all doing today? Thanks for joining, coming on to the show today. All three of you making your Dirty Thursday debuts. So thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, before we get too far along, I want to make sure to give a big shout out to our first sponsor of the day, Sacred Skin.
Your body is sacred. Your body's artwork should be too. Tattoos of a memory of a loved one, an event, or a personal work of art just for you. Sacred Skin Studio is now open in the Grand Cities Mall. High quality and alluring tattoos, custom designs, and make sure to ask about the $50 flash tattoo sale. Sacred Skin Studio has a large selection of body jewelry, clothing, accessories, and a large variety of specialty goods too. And all of September, buy one, get one half off on all body jewelry. Your body is sacred. Treat it that way. Sacred Skin Studio in the Grand Cities Mall across from Rumor Sports Bar and Casino. Call today for your appointment, 701-610-6011, or check out sacredskinmobile at gmail.com.
Big shout out going out to Sacred Skin. Thank you for supporting GFBS and Dirty Thursday. Before we get too far along, I want to make sure to give a plug to the Baja Racing coming up in Goodridge, Minnesota on October 19th. They have some info. They're still looking for drivers to get a head count on youth racers if you're planning to race near Goodridge, Minnesota on October 19th for the big Baja Racing season finale. It's the Northern Minnesota Baja Invitation. It's an open event for drivers 12 to 15 years old and younger drivers with experience. Youth racers will only be allowed to use a front wheel drive car at this event. And with this being a Baja race, a roll cage is required. If you're interested, please contact Kiefer Canes or DJ McGregor on Facebook. And if you have a Ruth racer that would like to participate, or if you have any further questions, go ahead, reach out to them on Facebook, Kiefer Canes or DJ McGregor. And a week from today, a few of the Baja drivers will be on the show to preview the Northern Minnesota Baja Invitation a week from today. Lilly, you're a youth driver. Have you ever thought about or considered dabbling in Baja racing over the years?
No, I haven't, but I might look into it.
Have either of you been to anyone here been to a Baja race before? I know they were at the River City Speedway. I was trackside for that. First time really seeing it in person. Them getting a check cane worked into River City Speedway. That was a trip and a half. So, gosh, yeah, Baja racing. So yeah, we'll be talking all about it here a week from today. And you know what? I got to do it in honor of John Roberts as we start off every GFBS interview show. It's time for his ritual segment, Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Are you guys ready for a guaranteed laugh?
Let's go, yeah.
All right. I got two of them, and I try and keep it a little theme to it, and then we're kind of in the midst of fall, even though it doesn't feel like it today. I got two autumn jokes for you. All right. Why shouldn't you tell a secret in a cornfield?
I already know.
Uh-oh.
I already know.
Because the corn has ears. There we go.
All right.
That was probably okay. One more, maybe a little better one. What's the best band to listen to in autumn? The Spice Girls. No, I'm getting arrested for that one. That's a offense. Kyle, I heard you have a joke. My neighbor told us. You were saying before the show you had one in the bank here.
Yeah, I got one. What did the water say to the boat? Nothing. It just waved.
Okay. We'll actually
Let's
give
do
you
applause for that one. He came prepared.
Yep, we'll give you applause. Awesome. Hey, thank you guys for joining us today. Great to have it back. Cruddy jokes aside, fall season is in, well, other than today, it'll be in full swing tomorrow here. But, before we get into the whole talking about racing thing, as we always do, let's get to know you guys a little bit more, especially first time on the show. We'll go around the table. Matt, we'll start with you. So, you've been racing forever. You're from the Grand Forks area, right?
Yeah, we're originally from Gilby.
Gilby, okay.
Yeah, just out past Manville there or whatever.
I know we got some other GFBS hosts from the Gilby area. I think I've driven through it once. I forget the name of the bar there. I think I was on like a bachelor party, like small town bar hopping thing there, going there. What's the name of that place again?
I don't know.
Oh gosh, I couldn't tell you.
Cliffs.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but oh man. So high school in Gilby area then, or in Grand Forks?
It's in Inkster.
Inkster?
It's in the middle of a field.
Middle of the field.
Yeah, K through 12.
Would you have been Midway then? Or?
Yeah, we were
okay.
Midway.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh gosh, very very cool. So hobbies outside of racing?
Yep. Not sure.
Not sure.
I took up fishing a little bit
Fishing?
this summer again.
Yeah.
Yeah, caught one fish and I went back to racing.
Hey, there you go.
So
Well, you did better than me. My fishing fishing expertise was I think one time I used to go to the lake every summer with the family, and I was watching someone take a fish off the hook, and I lost my footing, fell into the lake, and I was like, I'm done with this. But oh gosh, but.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta love it. I know one more you got. It's kind of a little bit of a crossover, though. We'll be talking a little bit about it later on in the show. Kyle, let's get to know you a little bit more. Tell us about yourself.
Well, kind of got back into racing just this last couple of years. I always helped Matthew with his, but I was a big into music and stuff, so I was in a band for a long time. So then the band stuff kind of ended and kind of started coming back to racing with Matthew and stuff like that. So, and pretty much just work at Culver's. So, gotta love that place. But other than that, nothing too crazy. So.
Yes, I can vouch for their custard, their ice cream. I make that a ritual at least a few times a year. All right, Lilly, I got to give you a big shout out. We're talking a little bit before the show. You got the AOK approval to take a little bit of time off school to come here. Thank you so much for taking time to join us here today. Let's hear about yourself.
I just started racing 2 years ago, and then I just tried out a flat cart this year, and it's pretty fun.
I definitely want to pick your brains about that a little later. How about hobbies outside of racing? You got any activities or sports during the school year you like to get involved in? Or
I do volleyball, basketball, and then I'm joining track.
Oh gosh, you're nonstop around the clock. Yeah, that's cool. Staying involved. One of my biggest regrets is not doing sports in high school. I wish I would have stuck with that. Actually. I did do, you brought up volleyball, Lily. I did do a season of intramural volleyball at Bringmont Park there. I was awful, but our team was actually kind of okay, where I think we're in the bottom tier league. And I actually made it to I try and catch a couple of UND volleyball games a year, and all of a sudden I'm like, wow, this is like a whole nother level. How long have you been doing volleyball for?
I think 2 years.
2 years? Can you already spike it like
four, I think.
4?
Oh.
Wow,
4.
years fly by.
3 or 4, yeah.
Can she spike it down like no other?
Yeah.
Yeah? Awesome. Cool. All right. So, before we jump into the racing, a fun thing I like to do in the go-kart interviews afterwards, we like to have a little bit of fun. I think the last several weeks of the season, the driver profile question. So here's a couple, I figured I'd carry on the tradition, ask a couple of profile questions for the whole table. We'll go all the way around here. So, Lily, there was one where I got a great reaction out of you. And I think I interviewed you and Ruby McDonald kind of like back to back, and you guys just gave me some great reactions. So I got to ask everyone here, this is a very, very polarizing question I found out. So Matt, I'll start with you. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
No. No.
No? Oh, no. Yeah, Kyle?
No.
No, big negative. Lily, if I remember right, you're a big fail on pineapple on pizza. Steven?
Okay, pineapple on pizza isn't a thing.
Oh, no.
That's not a thing. Also, deep dish pizza is casserole.
Yeah,
So let's just make all the pizza rolls right now, as far as I'm concerned. So.
Oh man, I'm the lone soldier here vouching for pineapple on pizza. No, fair enough. No, I get it. For some reason, it just works for me. I don't know how to explain it. All right, I asked this too at go-karts. I think Kyle and Lily, I asked at the banquet, asked you favorite ice cream. I forget your guys' go-to, so off the top of my head.
Probably just vanilla.
Good old. Hey, you can't go wrong with good old vanilla, Kyle.
I gotta go with the custard at
Custard.
Culver's.
Oh, yeah.
Cookie dough, salted caramel.
There you go. Matt, go-to ice cream.
I don't know if I have time to eat any ice cream. Go-to would probably be the Culver's.
Culver's.
I like that stuff. And then, just pretty chocolate.
Chocolate. Oh.
Only from Culver's, though.
Okay. There you go. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's vanilla.
Vanilla. Yeah. Oh gosh. Steven.
I don't have a lot anymore. Like, I don't even really know at this point. It's kind of not my thing. But I don't know. I guess a Neapolitan isn't that bad every once in a while. I guess. So
It's been a while since I had that. Yeah.
Throw that out there, maybe. But
I love cookie and cream. I try and get a couple of random Blizzard of the months there, a good old DQ, just to see what they have. Hey, we got a Mr. Kim Young in the chat saying, speaking of getting into racing, people have still not seen any pics or heard of the epic first night of Stephen Lewis in a sprint. Yeah, I got to start introducing you as Speedway Shots Photographer and non-wing sprint driver Stephen Lewis. You got a couple of races under your belt now.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's almost easier to be like, I don't jack of all trades or whatever, but like dabbled in a little bit of everything this year. But there's a few out there. I'll get the galleries all cleaned up. I'm getting close to getting all edited on there.
I guess,
completely. So
now you're in off-season mode and
or
off-season on the track mode.
Kind of. Well, it actually came up late here. I'll be going to Fergus here the next 2 nights, but
they got
the fall their second annual Gopher Fall Classic deal.
Okay.
So
is that
we'll
their
go down
big
and
season
shoot that,
finale
but-
then, right?
Yeah, well, they have about 3 big season finales, but they'll run heats tomorrow night and then their features on Saturday, but we'll help out a few folks with some picks there and whatever. And yeah, I'm sure as the winter goes on, we'll have I might end up being the actual guest, not the guest host, so maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more. But
yes, keep us informed. See, we got some other people commenting in on. I'm loving it. Hey, I got someone vouching for me. Kevin Pappenfuss, pineapple is awesome on pizza. I got also saying licorice ice cream, the go-to there. But all right, let's go ahead and jump into some of this racing stuff here. Matt, we'll start with you. How did the racing bug first start with you there? What year did you start to get into it? I want to say
my dad started. He was racing in the 80s, and then I was just kind of born into it. And he quit racing. I think his last year was 98, and then 2008 was my first year. And Bruce Hart was a big part of that, you know. He had the car sitting up on the jig outside for the last night my dad raced it. He hit the wall and bent the front clip, so it sat up on the jig till I think it was 2006.
Oh wow!
I went and put it back together with Bruce, and I took like 2 years. It took me like 2 years to get this thing to go, you know, and finally got out there in 2008 on my birthday. Wow. So yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I can only imagine how special that must have made it. I mean, aside from being on your birthday, but 2 years of toiling away, getting it going.
Yeah, it was. It felt like an eternity because I was so excited to do it, you know. But once it all happened, it was a lot of fun. So, still is.
Oh gosh.
Some nights.
hey, you'll take the good and you take you'll take no matter what the night comes forward to you, right?
Yeah.
that's got to be so good having the racing in your blood. Speaking of Kyle, brother for Matt, the Jarvis brothers, how did you first start getting into racing?
Yeah, like Matthew said, just it was kind of born into us, and then Ryan did me dirty on that one podcast, but said 20 years ago, and I went, crap, it has been 20 years since I raced go-karts. So we did that for like 3 years. I won about 8 races. She wins 9 in 1 year. So she's the winner, I guess, in the family. But started that and then kind of fell out of it, like I said, and then kind of got into the music scene and then kind of really, I helped him in 18, 19?
No, we got back in it in 20.
In 20?
Yeah.
So then that's when I started being his pit crew and then started kind of doing those things like the tires, air pressure adjustments, things like that. So
Helping out on all signs, just getting the bug a little bit more, and
yeah.
making the grand return this year.
Yeah, and especially seeing her last year, it was just like I was showing her how to race and stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, I got to race again. Let's do this." So
That is so well. It's great to see you back on the track. Senior medium class, tearing it up at FKA. I think we talked about it when I interviewed you at the banquet there. I think the most cars, of all the classes, I think that usually has the highest counts most weeks.
yeah, it was consistent 9 for sure, and then I think at one point we got all the guys from the Masters. I think it was like 14 carts at one time. So at one.
Oh, that was incredible that last night because I had started going again after 7 years, and you all started rolling out there, and I was like, where did everyone come from? Because you were like 7 rows deep. I was like, this is going to be good,
Yeah.
So
No, it's very competitive class.
oh, for sure.
And I know there's a lot of weeks too where I'm like, I see those counts are that high. I see that opening lap or two, and I'm just keep thinking, I'm like, that's a lot of cars on the carts on the track. But rarely do you see any like big cautions or like that. You guys run a pretty clean ship almost each and every single week out there.
Yeah, pretty much. I got into one wreck towards the end of the year that I got smacked pretty good, but yeah, Brian Good came up and I was spinning out and he just powered me, man, holy. And yeah, kind of.
I thought you were gonna fly out of the go-kart.
Oh no!
Oh,
yeah,
Eject.
There's like a still of I took a still of the crash, and it's like I'm flat.
Oh wow!
But it was pretty wild. But kind of reminded me of back in the day when I got into one crash, but I woke up on the track, the paramedics on top of me and everything. Yeah, this is before chest protectors and everything.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like the next year they did chest protectors, but yeah, I woke up on the track, paramedics are above me, and I'm just like, I'm okay. And then, so I bent the steering rod up, my chest hit it so hard. Oh. Yeah, and then I don't remember this, but he tells me I won the feature that night, so I'm guessing I got a concussion.
Oh,
Yeah, he was probably concussed.
so you're actually I was gonna say were you like diagnosed with an official concussion?
I didn't know what a concussion was at that time.
No, rub
so.
a little dirt on it.
Yep,
yeah, that was the back in the day. Yep.
Old school. Oh wow! But
Yeah.
you came to and you ended up winning the feature then.
I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's kind of like old school Brett Favre. They take him out of the game, and he kind of sneak back in and throw a touchdown pass. And that's
Well, even Josh Allen the other day, it was
Yeah.
just
Oh,
like,
gosh,
there's
yeah.
no way he's coming back in. He just put himself back in. I was like,
kinda sneaks in.
These days, you think about it now.
Yeah.
You know.
No,
So
for sure.
all right, Lily. Let's pick your brains a little bit. Racing runs in the blood. So please correct me if I'm wrong, Matt. Would that make Lily the third generation driver? Was your dad the first in your family to do it, or?
No. I think this would be yeah.
Consistent.
The consistent.
Consistent, yeah.
But I think our grandpa raced a little bit. Nothing too wild, I think maybe a couple years only. But yeah, so this would be the third.
Third generation driver, Lilly Jarvis, second year in. How did you first start getting the seedlings planted? Like, hey, was the family like, you want to give this a shot? Or were you more proactive in being like, hey, I want to give this a shot?
Oh, hold on. This was me asking and Brad Gilbertson saying, oh no, we should get her in one. Let's get her in one. And pushing me for 2 years on it. And I was like, all right. Yeah, so Brad Gilbertson's to blame.
Brad Gilbertson. Lily, how is that a pretty accurate recounting, or what's from your recollection?
Well, I remember like when I was like 8 and 9, he tried to get me into it, and I was just nervous. But then when I was 10, I was like, I want to start this.
Was it like more like, a little trepid, nerves, butterflies, like, oh gosh, I don't know, but like once that first time, talk us through that first time getting into the cart, what that felt like. Was that more like, I want to do this?
Well, I was pretty scared. I'm pretty sure I cried. But then when I got out there, I was just like, I like this.
That from the first race on?
Like the third race.
First, second, or third. Hey, there you go. You get the butterflies out of the way the first couple of times, and then all in, right?
The first time we were up on the starting line, and that she raced, just the Yamaha there, and fired up the engine, and all of a sudden she's crying. I don't want to do this, and I tried my best to ignore her crying, and I patted her on the back of the head, and I was like, "Good luck, have fun," and she went, but.
Hey,
yeah.
oh my gosh, that is so awesome. I mean, in a good way.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's very underrated how nerve-wracking that is right away. First time sitting in a go-kart. I remember being that age and that first night in the go-kart, whatever. Almost drove mine right into the tailgate when he fired it up or whatever. He's, hold the brake. It was like, so... Yeah.
I was just going to ask you, Steve, if you have, from your go-kart days, if you have certain recollections about that.
Well, kind of a lot like your story. There was a lot of times back then it was kind of, the seats were kind of positioned different and whatever. You kind of, I look at the karts nowadays, you're kind of lean back a little bit better so you don't have that, snap if someone hits you in the back or whatever. But there was a Thursday morning I got out of bed and fell right down and, like, I couldn't walk.
Oh, wow.
Whatever. This isn't... I don't mean for this to be bad PR for the FKA or anything.
Oh,
but
no,
like
no.
just telling my story or whatever. But like, I literally Nate Rosca went flying off of the turn there, and he went so hard into the fence. I was like, this is a red. Like, so I stopped, and like no one behind me did, and I just got smacked in the back or whatever. And the next day it was just, it hurt. It hurt the next day. So yeah, so I definitely, we must have been right around that same time period. No chest protectors, it's gotten a little bit better since then for sure. But
no, it's definitely safer now.
sure. I'm talking 2001
Oh,
is
wow.
like when this happened. 2001 for me. So this is like forever ago now. But
I mean, you hate to see examples where you see a serious wreck happen where that sometimes that may or may not be what it takes to see improvements in safety equipment. But just hearing just from past interviews about the big steps racing has took to improve the safety, that's got to make you feel better about getting the next generation ready to go to be pray knock on one for it not to happen, that if something bad bad wreck or caution comes about, that that safety is there and is paramount above all else. So, talking about go-karts, Matt, I know you used to race go-karts long ago. We got to see you make a special 1 week return, a special cameo this season.
I did that, yeah.
I was going to ask about that.
I thought you were saying for next year again.
You're like, no more? Stay retired?
Yeah, I was sore for 2 weeks.
Oh, no.
The cart wasn't handling. We didn't scale it. We didn't do all, Oh, Lily's in Florida with Grandma and Grandpa. Let's make it work for me. So, again, Brad Gilbertson gives me a big seat, and we went racing. And every time I bounced through that corner, you could see air under that cart, I think, and I could feel it too.
I do the filming at FKA there, and I was just and I hear, I'm pretty sure it was Chad doing that week, or it might have been one of the fill-ins that week too. But going through the racer lineups, and Matt Jarvis, Matt's racing. You're in go-karts this week. Hell yeah!
Yeah, I was looking right over my knees.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
In the moment, were you feeling it too, or did you have the adrenaline and you're like, let's go after this thing?
I think I was more nervous to get in one of those.
Oh,
I don't know.
wow.
Well, that's what surprised me because I wasn't paying any attention to the PA or whatever. and here, the cart comes rolling off, and he gets out of it, and I'm like, I did like a, look at the cart, look at him, like, I just kind of did one of those, did you have fun? And he's like, oh, I'm way out of shape for this. I was like, in my head, I was like, but you wrestle a late model around, like, it couldn't have been that bad. It's deceptively, like, they've gotten a lot quicker by the eye to me, too.
Yeah,
So,
the amount of G-force that's put out is, you would never, ever think that. And it's just...
Yeah, it's wild.
I mean, you're in a late model, you're bouncing around and whatever, but you're buckled in, and I'm trying to hold myself from flying out of this go-kart, and then you're tensed up because you're thinking about flying out of the go-kart, because it was just an awful experience.
Oh,
For
no.
the most part, but it was fun again, but
So-
maybe we'll do it again.
I was going to say, so sounds like a guarantee to be back next year, make a cameo.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. It'd be like, Junior doing his, his once a year Xfinity cameo.
Yeah.
We see we got Ryan Thorvaldson commenting, too chicken to race with us in the senior mediums, though. Winky face, though.
Sounds like a bit of a challenge to me. I'm not sure.
No, I weigh too much. Racing against guys that are 150 pounds, 180 pounds. And no. I came across the scale way too heavy, even for masters. So I was like, yeah, no, we're good here.
Oh, okay. Well, how about let's shift gears to the late models, though. In the tracks, I see. I was kind of doing a refresher of the tracks you've been to. Primarily River Cities, but I saw you also made cameos over the years in Norman County, Devil's Lake Speedway. So, talk.
In Alexandria.
Alexandria.
Yeah, we went there a few times. That's a fun track.
Talk to us. Do you got an official track count? What it's been at, or
That's it.
That's
I
it.
think.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't travel all that much, and then especially now with the go-kart stuff, but I've never really traveled a whole bunch. I've always really liked River Cities and trying to figure that track out. I figure if I can figure that track out, I can go anywhere and have some fun, But that track is difficult to race at. It's a lot of fun, but difficult, so.
Well, I know I've talked to you in the past about wouldn't it be so cool for River City Speedway to finally get its long overdue appearance in the World of Outlaws or iRacing video games?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you think it would be, we hear Johnny Gibson numerous times over the years say it's his personal favorite racetrack. You think that would go, and he does the in-game commentary for it too. So
yeah,
you would,
and then with Donnie being pretty much he's in the game, and this being his home track, and you would think they would want to, but maybe not.
So, we're talking a little bit before the show. You guys like to do a little weekly online video game racing session. How did that came to be? That's the current. Well, they just released the new World of Outlaws dirt racing video game like a week or two ago. But what you guys were you been playing the previous one before that since that one came out?
Yeah, we were playing the previous one before, but it was kind of started with like the hype of the game coming out, and we've always just had controllers, and then you hear about the wheels and stuff like that, and then I saved up for Christmas, my Christmas present one, and I was like, got the wheel, and then that day I got the wheel. I'm like, Matthew, come over on your lunch break, please, and that's when I got him hooked. So then eventually down the line he got one, and then.
Yeah, like a week later.
Yeah, like a week later. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then, so we started doing that ourselves. And then we got a couple buddies that we play with every Friday night. So it's just like a 4-hour session of just racing all the different classes now. And the new game has like 11 different classes. So
They've added so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh. You got like imagine you got to do the late models in there, but did you like to mix it up with the other classes too? Just kind of rotate around?
The UMP modifieds are awesome in that game.
Fun.
They're so much fun.
Yeah, they got a ton of tracks in there, official and unofficial. So, if you were, say if iRacing is watching this, or if I were to clip a part of this and be like, hey, why should River City Speedway be in this, in World of Outlaws dirt racing, make it a downloadable track, or include it in the next game, or update iRacing with it? Why would you recommend River City Speedway be a part of the next iRacing or World of Outlaws game?
I'd say it's like isn't it the fastest track for its size? I mean, that sells itself. I feel like just
Yeah, I mean,
It's like what,
and
Lernerville,
it's,
but
part
shorter.
of their schedule twice.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised it's not on there, to be honest. But
Well, that's what I was just thinking. It was funny. You said the same thing. It was just like, I think for someone like me, if I was, playing the old school version of the game or whatever, like I would always run like Lernerville or Chico because that was the only thing close to
Yep,
here,
yep.
just to get that kind of that pseudo feel for it,
Yep.
So,
Little hometown feel.
yeah.
I know they got a bunch of quote unquote unlicensed tracks that I heard were like kind of inspired by real tracks, or any like the unofficial tracks in there. Do they get a little bit of the feeling of River Cities, or not quite?
I think there might be one that was I-19 or something on there. It's a fake track. You kind of get some vibes from it, but it's, none of them are exact. One that we really like is Jacobs County on there. So race that one. That one's a fun one. So.
And I was asking you guys before the show too, in case other people play the World of Outlaws game and they're thinking about getting a wheel. You guys were like, Dale, you got to get a wheel. And I've always been scared by the pricing, but I think I gotta make the step up here. What would be your recommended racing wheel to get?
That Logitech G29, is it, right?
I think that's what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
And that's just like, it's a good starter one. I mean, that's what Ryan does. That's what I do. That's what we do. Our buddies, that's what we do.
Jeff and Dan
So yeah, they
both have that wheel, I think.
Yeah, they both have that. So I feel like it's just a good starting point. And then if you want to get stupid serious with it, then you can get all that.
I've seen pictures
Fantac,
where I'm like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that looks pricey but amazing.
Yeah.
I have a cockpit where it's like a little bit of something. It's nothing crazy, but these guys play off of a coffee table. You just strap it in.
No,
So-
I TV dinner tray. Or
There we
whatever.
go.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Hey, I just sit in my recliner and have fun. So
I did that in the old school N64 days with Cruisin' USA. The suction cups to, I think it was a TV tray also, and the steering, it was probably like a cheap $20 like
Yep.
Mad Cat steering wheel or something like that. But Lily, do you get into the racing video games at all?
I have a little, but not much.
What about even old school Mario Kart? I guess old school and new school Mario Kart has been like a institution for racing games for what? Oh gosh, 30 some years now.
yeah.
Are you a Mario Kart racer?
Yeah, I like Mario Kart. It's pretty fun.
What's been your favorite Mario Kart over the years? Current one, the new one, Mario Kart 8?
Yeah,
Gotta ask, burning question, go to Mario Kart driver.
definitely Mario.
Mario, all right, good. Yes, applause for there. Steven, Kyle, Matt, guys like the Mario Kart, got a go-to driver?
Yeah, usually it gets shut off because it gets a little competitive. So
Yes. I can vouch for that. Family fun, warfare, chucking controllers across the room.
yeah, it just
Yeah.
gets out of hand sometimes. So
Got a go-to driver?
no, not
No. really. Just
whoever
whoever comes to mind.
Yeah.
Kyle?
I'm Wario, but
Wario.
also though we didn't have a Nintendo. We had a PlayStation growing up, so we played a lot of Crash Team Racing.
Oh yeah.
Which was a lot more fun, I thought, because it had to like
Get them
more
apples.
Skill. yeah, exactly. So, yeah, a lot of fun with Crash Team Racing. That was like one of our first loves for racing games. I feel like, and NASCAR '98 too on
Oh,
the
yeah.
PlayStation 1. So,
I never played that one.
oh, yeah, it's an old one.
Steven, are you a Mario Kart
I
veteran?
haven't forever.
No Mario
not
Kart
in a
forever?
very long time.
Old school Super
So,
Nintendo?
Probably.
Yep.
Probably. So.
Oh yeah. I'm a Mario and Wario guy myself. Those are a couple of my favorites there. You know, we do the video game show here on GFBS Pixel Pros. That's been a regular. I think we've played like 4 or 5 different Mario Karts throughout the years, mixing some of the old school and the new school, but all kinds of great stuff there. So another question. There's a question we can go around the table for all of you. What do you think race fans may not think of right away for a driver's beginning to end day? You know, if they may not make it out to the pits, and they may not see what goes into getting ready, doing the final checks and getting the car ready to go for the day, or something during the race or afterwards. So we'll kind of go around the table. Start with you, Matt. Something that you don't get asked a lot for. What goes into a typical race day for yourself?
Oh, I don't know. I guess the amount of time that goes into it is pretty unbelievable.
Like when you're
But
getting it ready to go in the pits
for the
there before,
week,
yeah.
And then in the pits, typically we show up pretty much ready to go. Yeah. Other than just during the week is the Friday. You're supposed to make it the fun day.
Yes.
So you want to be as ready as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle.
Like Bill Mooney used to say, it was his second 40-hour job.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
But all for the love and passion of the sport.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
I see got a couple people commenting in. Kaylee Elizabeth jumping on late, but hey y'all, congrats to Lilly on a successful karting season. I love seeing the girls kicking the boys' asses.
Let's go.
Oh god, yeah, a little hand clap there. Good stuff, and we got to do that too. Matt or Kyle and Lilly, same question for both of you there. Something that people may not think of when it comes to just for an average race day, race week. Something that comes to mind for getting the cart ready, either on or off the track.
I would say, well, not gonna lie, Matthew is my mechanic / crew chief. So he's teaching me a lot of things, so I'm starting to learn some more stuff. But there's always been, a night that I go out there and we work on either the carts or the late model. But yeah, I mean, shoot, you break something on that late model, man, it's a project, especially if it's in a weird spot or whatever. But go-karts, I feel like can be pretty easy, but it's just ordering the parts and stuff like that. But the other thing too, I would say is just, the wives, like them getting us ready, because we're all scatterbrained, just wanting to race. So.
Oh yeah. I can't race Friday night without my wife Abby. I mean, she.
Crowd clap,
puts-
applause.
Yeah. Yeah. She pushes me to do this. She loves it. She pushes me to do it and keep doing it, and she has everything ready to go. Always. So it's, yeah.
It's a big, one big racing family, both literally and metaphorically.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. We're always in the pits together, and I mean, I'm usually playing with a Barbie or something 10 minutes before I go out for my feature with our littlest one. So.
See, Amanda Thorvalson saying Abby is the best. Getting your props there. I can see some breaking news there in the chat there too. From Josie Johnson, this is sad news. Gary Johnson, number 007, 63 years old, passed away. Father of Ryan Johnson.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness. Shoot. Sorry.
Yeah, they're from the Carlstead area. That's a kind of another big family that's had a bunch of racers over the years. So that's
man.
a very sad thing to see.
No, yeah, very, very sad. We'll have to look into
Sending
this.
our thoughts to them for sure.
Condolences and sympathies, no doubt. But we still got a lot more here to come here. We're joined currently with Matt, Lilly, and Kyle Jarvis there, late model and go-kart drivers, and Stephen Lewis, and co-hosting here today. Got a lot more stuff to cover. I believe we'll be doing some photos here coming off the break. We'll be right back after these words from Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Life doesn't ever seem to slow down. Everything needs to be done right now. Well, when it comes time for an oil change, stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Most changes are done in about 15 minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change does more too. Tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, and batteries. And included in your oil change, they're going to top off your fluids, check your tires, battery, lights, wipers, and cabin air filter too. And you get discounts for fleets and the military. They can text and email invoices and coupons and mention Grand Forks Best Source and get $10 off your oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They're open Monday through Saturday with no appointment needed. Pickup and delivery is also available if you live in Grand Forks. And Valvoline Instant Oil Change is now hiring. If you'd like to join their team as an assistant manager, customer service rep, or lube tech, stop in to find out more. Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a complete oil change and more. They're at 3325 South 38th Street, or call them 701-780-8462. And make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you.
All right, we are back on Dirty Thursday. In case you're tuning in and going, that's not John. Who's this guy? I'm Dale. I'm usually producing here. I'm filling in for John as he rocks the beat harvest. Currently joined by Matt, Kyle, and Lilly Jarvis, late model and go-kart drivers, all in the studio this week, along with Stephen Lewis co-hosting. If you have comments or questions for anyone, please interact with us in the live stream chat or call or text in your comments or questions, 701-213-0863. We've seen a lot of people commenting throughout the show. Thank you for jumping in, everyone. Like to make this a big show for the whole entire race and GFBS community. Want to hear what you all have to say. Want to give a big shout out to Steven and Bobby Dusos. They sent in some photos for us to take a look at here. It's always great seeing what they have on tap. Paul, I think we got those photos here good to go. If you got a moment here, we'll get these all going. I think you saw a little preview of them before we went on, so we'll get these guys going. Thanks again to Bobby Duso and Stephen Lewis for sending these in. Matt, I believe this was one of your original your original wraps here.
No, this is actually my dad, and I believe it was '96. Yeah, yeah. So no, that's Dad.
Yeah, we were talking before the show. Roma's Pizza.
Yeah,
Oh, it's been a blast from the past. It's been forever since I've been there. Oh man, old school. All right.
Isn't that wrestling?
What's that?
Isn't Bret the Hitman Hart?
No, Heart Attack Racing was Bruce Hart. He built the chassis and everything, and he's huge in the racing community.
Yeah. Yes. Bruce Hart. Oh, yeah, and the Heart Attack Award. Yes. Hard Luck Award. All right. What year is this paint or this
That was,
wrap around
what,
about?
93?
93.
Because I think in '94 he had purple numbers.
Oh gosh, Steven, did you have to dig in deep through the archives for these?
Not really. I've got it all tagged, so
Oh,
I just
tagged.
threw his
Oh.
name in and just grabbed a couple. So.
Nice.
I haven't seen these pictures in years.
Oh my gosh. And here's one from, I believe, the whole family here in Victory Lane. Lilly, talk us. You remember this night specifically? No. yeah.
She's winning too
I
much.
was about to say too many to remember.
Oh, gotta love that good old family Victory Lane photo. All right, Matt, is this your in mind for this one?
What is that? 1989.
About 88, 89,
yeah.
somewhere in there.
I wasn't a thought.
Gosh, oh god,
I like the white fire suit though.
Is this River Cities?
That is that's off turn 1 and 2, back
yep.
the way it used to look with the old fence there. So
Oh man, old school. And look at that, doing the victory lap. Lilly, was this your first? Talk us through what was like your first time doing your first victory lap around Forks Karting Speedway there, where you're like, oh my god, this is happening.
I was like really nervous right away for holding the flag and steering with one wheel, but like it was really
Where you like
hard.
can't drop the flag.
She was super nervous, but I think she went faster in that lap than she did in the
Yeah,
race.
that was my
Oh
fastest
wow,
lap.
really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Hey, we'll give you a crowd applause. Okay. Hey, who's this guy? Kyle, representing the number 92 here.
Oh yeah. No, I thought we could keep it with like blue and I always like black, so I've got to keep it towards the Culver since they're their main sponsors. So kind of filled in with some other sponsors there too, with the Heart Attack Racing, CVIC, and Finish Line on the other side, Outdoor Services. So
it's a nice wrap. Who did it?
Corey. What's
Yeah,
his-
513 Designs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
they do
Corey
yours too
O'Connor.
now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He's done the late model now for 4 years. So
Okay.
yeah.
No, he does a really good job.
Here you go.
It's a couple years old now.
Yep.
Couple.
Yep.
Couple.
That might be. I'm trying to remember now because Corey did one like that. He did a blue car.
I'm thinking this is 21 or 2.
Okay, so that's the only one that he hasn't done. The black car, we just cut a bunch of numbers and sponsors out. We put them on
Because you were
there.
just coming back and
Yeah, and
that,
it was
so.
just like whatever. But then so then
I threw this one in because back when we did Best Appearing for NLRA, you actually made a pretty long run at it because of this.
Oh,
so
yeah.
yeah,
That car.
yeah, that was fun, nerve wracking for some people.
yeah.
Oh geez.
41.
And this one, I thought this one was more original to
Yeah.
you than it was.
So that
but
probably was like 2000 what?
12 is what it said when I
2012.
found it, so.
And I went to the 41 because I'd missed the first couple races that year, and I think it was Don Shaw he's 42, and somebody else runs.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
was
for
42,
sure.
and they both raced there like that week.
So there
I
was
went.
like, yeah, you would have
And
been
I'm
like the fourth one. Yeah.
I'm just gonna be 41, and that was that. Yeah.
41A, baby.
Oh yeah, that was yep.
Oh gosh, mixing it up. There. So you may have to walk me through this photo a little bit. Duso sent me one. Was this the so mix? You got a few races in this year, Lily, for the flat cart then, right? Yep. So at first I thought that was like a 21 at a first glance, and I was like, oh wait, no, 24.
That is
or is it 21? Okay.
yeah, that's actually Ruby McDonald's old cart from last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Jeff Jeff McDonald just said, "Oh, come grab this thing and put Lily in it." So
Yeah, you did double duty a few nights this season too, in the Junior Ones and the Junior One Yamahas. I definitely want to pick your brain about that a little later in the show here. So, Matt, nice wrap on this. What year is this about?
That was 20, and that was just all the cut vinyl. So that one was then the Cadillac nose. I always wanted to do that one again, but I just haven't, I guess.
So many options. So,
I found this one kind of by accident. I was like, I'll throw it in and see if you guys have a story about it.
So, yeah, no, just the Daffy Duck thing is awesome. That's actually hanging still in Bruce Hart's shop. And
Oh, like the actual the hood.
actual hood.
Oh, nice.
And but yeah, no, there's not really much of a story there. It's just kind of a funny saying. I think it said Jarvis said, "Get in, sit down, shut up, and hang on," or something like that. But yeah, no, I don't recall that at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
love the Looney Tunes love. There you go. The heart.
That's perfect. I saw Angie's watching, so
Yeah, no.
that's Bruce's sister.
Yeah, what? I mean, that's it's getting all these contingency awards, all the support for the drivers, no matter how the night goes. You got to love that support. And do you remember getting that check at that moment where they're like, "Hey, we got something for you"?
Yeah, well, it was kind of funny because we were just kind of having a weird night that night, and I came off the track and I was like, "What place did I get?" Because I had a feeling, and Angie was there, and I said, "What place did I get?" And everybody's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "No, seriously, what place did I get? 14th?" And then everybody was like, "Oh," because I wanted at least one of those.
Yeah, I came walking down and I was like, this could not have worked out any better, you
Right.
know, so.
And
Yeah, it was so awesome to be able to take a picture with Angie.
And you're talking a little bit earlier about your background with Bruce Hart, and so just to be the recipient of that's got to make it. So I can't only imagine how special that must have felt.
Oh yeah, I mean, Bruce is what made the second half of my race career take back off. We were just talking, and then I don't know. He called me and said, "I found a race car." And then I was like, "Well, I'm going to be gone." He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to go pick it up." Oh, all right. So, and then it's history from there. It just like did everything in his shop with him, and there was one night I was there, and after work, and no, it was probably 2 a.m, and I said, "Hey, I need to fire this up." I text him because he lived in the shop, and yep, go ahead. So I fired it up, and then I found something else wrong. Well, then he come out at 4 a.m. whenever he went to work, and he goes, "Oh, you're still here?" I was like, "Oh no, I gotta go home." So I worked all night on that car to get it ready for the next week of racing, but we got it done. But
Well, I don't know. Long nights, they could be, both rewarding and like, oh my God, what am I doing? But like, that's got to show just how dedicated you are when you have such a big gratifying feeling for a long, hard night's work in the garage.
oh yeah. There was a couple years ago we ended up getting a different chassis, and he came out, and I think we put that car together in a week and a half or something, and we were praying for rain, and I think it ended up raining out, or I think so. I don't think we missed a race, and then we went out in that newer car, and it was like, oh, cool, we made it.
It all worked out. Oh
we
my
were tired, but we
Yeah.
made it.
Lilly, Kyle, I can only imagine just all the long, hard hours working on the carts throughout the week or the night before. That's got to be so rewarding. Just talk us through on your guys' end for the FKA there, putting all the hours and working to the cart. What's that like on your guys' end?
Yeah, no, like I said, I mean, he's the mechanic, he's the crew chief for our go-karts and everything. He's really sets us up really good. And I'm reading a book this winter, Go-Karts for Dummies, so definitely doing that this winter. But yeah, Matthew's been really good with just helping us with the go-karts, things like that. We're learning, obviously, and things like that. So it's just, just picking up that little information by, him showing us things like that. So we're slowly learning, so we'll get there though.
Matt, do you like playing crew chief kind of at go-kart? I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it, but for being, the family dynamic, helping helping Kyle, helping Lilly out there on go-kart nights.
Yeah, it's a lot. I have a lot of fun Wednesday nights because I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about getting into a car and whatever. So I can just ask them what their carts are doing, and I can make the adjustment but that role kind of reverses on Friday. He takes over.
I was just going to ask about that.
So as much as he says he doesn't on Friday night, he really does. The roles reverse from Wednesday to Friday, and he takes over a lot of it now. So it kind of takes that stress off.
So a comment from Kaylee going, Matt, are you coming to Fergus this weekend? I may have missed that earlier since I didn't join right away. Steven, I know you said you were a little earlier in the show. I think we're talking a little bit before the show. I think you said you got some racing season maybe wrapped up for you this year?
Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done for the year here, so.
Gotcha, right on. Yeah, it's love seeing racing still going on, though, all the way well into October in the area, though.
Yeah.
You got to love that. Another comment from Angie Lohman saying it was an awesome year for the Heart Luck Award. Totally treasure that I was able to celebrate with Jarvis that night. So, crowd clap, applause.
Yeah.
Gonna abuse that button. Speaking of celebrating, Lilly, let's Kyle, talk about your racing season this year at FKA. Kyle, we'll start with you here. First year back after a year. Key takeaways from this racing season here for the senior mediums?
Early on, it's just a lot of figuring it out. We started with be able to turn the cart, and then Brad was like, "Oh, he can actually turn." So he set the cart up, helped us set up the cart a little differently, and then we started really figuring some things out during, I'd say mid-season. I think it was mid-season. I actually led 10 laps, was pulling some moves on those Thorvaldsons. But. And I feel like that's when we kind of really figured out a lot of stuff. And then it was just kind of those slight adjustments, things like that, trying to figure that out. After that week, we were pretty consistent with either fourth or third. I got second one week.
I want to say, I think I definitely saw you a few times up there in the podium, I want to say, yeah.
Yeah, so I got a couple up there. So hopefully next year, we'll get that first win, so.
I just got gut instinct, Matt. You're destined for it next year. It's going to be a great seeing out there this year. Lilly, let's throw it to you here. You mentioned earlier your second year running, and you're doing 2 classes this year. You did a few times in the junior ones. Talk us through what I want to say. I think it was maybe week 3 or so. You got your first win of the season. Does that sound about right, or was it right around there?
Yeah.
So talk us through. Huge successful year for the Junior 1 Yamahas for you. Was it eight or 9 wins?
9.
9 wins.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna here's a very special sound effect. The Mario Kart victory music. Yes. Talk us through once the wins started piling up. What changed from the first season going into this season? Did you just start feeling more comfortable out there in the Junior 1 Yamahas? What were some of your big takeaways from going into your success this season?
I think I realized that I just need to go faster and that I'll be safe. And that track is good, and I probably won't get hurt or anything.
And I sent you. I should have queued it up for today, but. Why don't you talk us through a very, very, I've never seen anything like this before, a very, very specific finish to a heat race you had this season. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I didn't know I won right away when it happened, And so I was like going back when I was trying to turn because I didn't think I was passed. And I was just out there and I was like, oh, I won? And then everyone was telling me and I was like, well, that's pretty exciting.
Well, I felt so bad, and I was filming, and I was like, "Oh no, you lost!" You know, it's kind of starting to spin out there, and then you just crossed the finish line backwards just by the way it just played out. It wasn't like that was what you were shooting for. And I was like, "I think she won the race like that." Oh my goodness, Matt, Kyle, I can only imagine what was going through your minds when you guys saw that the way that played out.
I just was thinking, let it keep rolling until it stops. Don't hit the clutch. When you're going backwards, you're gonna wreck that clutch.
Oh,
so
gosh.
she didn't hit the clutch on it, so we're good. So
Oh.
The thing I thought was, well, she had a half a lap lead, and I was like, holy, she's gonna blow this.
Oh,
She's
no.
just slowly rolling back. I'm like, come on, girl, let's go.
Oh gosh. Well, it still worked out for you, and you had just a phenomenal year this year in the track here for the Junior 1 Yamahas. What do you attribute all that success to? You know, in your second year, racking up all the W's.
Well, my dad and like my pit crew and my uncle and Brad and them, they're all really good help, and they help me whenever I say something's wrong with my cart. They just fix it for me, and I go out there.
Gosh, yeah. Well, again, crowd clap. Phenomenal job this year. Great to see it, and I can only imagine. You know, you're talking about at go-karts and at River Cities too. Just being able to talk to us about the racing family atmosphere. You know, before, in between races, in between heats. What's it like catching up with everyone throughout the race season there? I know I see a lot of kids playing catch there at the go-kart track there, just being kids having fun. We'll kind of go around. Matt, we'll start with you here. Talk to us about just the big racing family dynamic. I mean, it's more than just racing on an average race week.
Oh yeah, especially at the go-kart track. There's kids playing with RC cars and they're running in and out of trailers, and that's what it's all about there. I mean, just it's fun. And then Friday nights we try to make it as much a family thing as we can. It gets a little crazy there, and it's pretty fast-paced, but there's kids running in and out of our trailer all the time too. So
Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta
Yeah.
love it.
Oh,
Catch it.
yeah. Yeah.
Lily, I know I've seen you a couple of times on Friday nights there, walking with Camber and I think Charlie Berg, just hanging out. That's gonna be cool to catch up with the drivers there, your fellow competitors and friends and so forth on Fridays as well, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, that is so cool. Matt, I want to talk to you about first time talking to a late model driver on the show here. Sites Weekend, one of the final weekends of the year at River City Speedway. What talks through what it's like to be part of one of the most highest car counts of the year? I can only imagine. I lost track of how many mains there was on to go throughout all the weekend, but. Drivers coming around, not just from the Red River Valley area, but multiple states to compete there. I can only imagine what it's like just to catch up with a lot of familiar faces you probably haven't seen in a while that weekend, and just like an average year. What do you like about the John Sites weekend? What does that mean to you?
Oh, I think we've only what did we race it 3 or 4 times?
Yeah.
I think we've raced it 4 times, but no, what a huge event. I don't know. I only quit about 14 times that weekend. It's a draining weekend. But then you start thinking about it and you're like, man, the caliber of cars that are racing is unbelievable. So, no, we just try to make the best of it and just have fun with it. But like I said, I only quit about 14 times this past Sites. So,
Hey, you take the good and you take the not so good, and
Yeah.
that comes with that's racing, as
Yep.
they say, right?
Yep. Yeah. And with the bad comes along, oh, I'm gonna quit.
Oh
But
no.
we never do.
No, you review the footage. Try something different this week, so on and
Yeah.
so forth. Whatever it takes.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Kyle, Lily, we'll kind of go around the table. Start to wind down here. Before we wrap up with the final question and sponsor shout outs here, kind of go around the table here and just favorite racing moment. It could be either from this season or previous seasons. Do you have a favorite night that stood out for you on the track there for you this year? Feel free to go to town.
There was this one night where, God, it was like all 5 of us, the Thorvaldsons and Good and me. It was seriously lined like bumper to bumper. Like there was a really cool picture I took, but it was so tight. We're all in the same groove. And it was just, I think I even got 4th or 5th, but it was still just a very intense race. And just like any little mistake anybody made, then that's when you had to make that move and jump in there. The last points race was pretty interesting because I was fighting Adam for 3rd. We ended up tying for 3rd, but there was a move where he like kind of came up and he was trying to get a better angle on it, and I just went, well, my cart's going there, so I'm going there, and we kind of hit a little bit, and there was some wild, a couple wild things, like like 2 weeks before that, me and Adam got into it. We got 3 wide coming out of 2 on a restart, and we all just kind of hit each other, and I got sideways, and I was driving like a late model for a second, and then just like fighting it like that, and got back into it and kept going. So those moments were pretty fun, not gonna lie.
Wild but fun times, it sounds like. Lilly, favorite night of the race season for you this year or from your first 2 seasons altogether?
This year I liked when I started flat cart because I was like, did not think I would have a chance at all at like being like even close to them. And then I like started and I was like, oh, that's like, it's pretty fun to do this. Or winning backward was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Think you'll be rocking both classes next year, or is it still up in the air?
Hopefully, I'm not sure, but I'm hoping to.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Matt, throw it to you here. Favorite night of the race season, or from your career here, a certain race night that comes to mind for you?
Well, I don't know.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, it's not even really being on the spot so much as just, like you said, there's always going to be those bad nights, but I don't know. The last 5 years that we've been in it, or 4 years, or whatever it's been a lot of fun for the most part. So last year, I had one last year. I led a little bit over half of the feature, and
I remember that.
I was thinking about that this morning for this question specifically. Yep.
Yeah, and a little heartbreak, and typically I'm that lap car and screwing people up, but it's all right.
Were you like white knuckling it for those? Was it ticked up
cool,
lap by lap,
calm.
or?
No, I was like cool, calm, collected. That was the calmest I've ever been in a race car. You're just out there, and
which is incredible because like watching that race from the infield was so intense because of that rain delay and all that and whatever. You were just chugging along lap 11, lap 12, lap 13. It was we're getting there, So
I don't know, leading a race, I've never got the win, so hopefully we can get one of those soon. But
well, seeing you, I was there that night. I believe I was trackside that night filling in, and just seeing capable of leading that many laps. You never know when the stars will align. Things will work. Things will work out. Or podium, top 5, anything goes. Yeah.
No, I mean, it was just a hammer down track, and those older race cars like that. So it was just kind of luck of the draw, I guess. So, and I started on the pole, so that helped.
And of course, this guy had to do it when I went to the Def Leppard concert.
Oh,
so I always say that I was the curse. So
no. See a couple more comments here. Amanda Thorvaldson, it was fun watching you give those Thorvaldsons a run for their money. Nick Curtis, I think Stephen Lewis and I looked at each other like, I hope he can pull it out.
That whole thing was so nuts because it wasn't just him. It was like, I think it was you, John Sang, and Brandon Fuller. Well, Brody got it in there later on, but it was like you two are the top 3. I was like, none of them have won here yet. Like, this could be, like, one way or another, this could end up being awesome.
First win at that track for somebody.
Yep. So.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah, being there for the victory lane moments, for those moments, it's got to make it extra special. It's that was so cool, and I got a feeling you'll be back there leading away here before you know it.
Yeah, if Jeff Hopla and Dan have anything to do with it, I will be. Yeah, and everybody else that helps us,
All right, but before I get to my final question here, and before we get to the sponsor shout-outs here, Stephen, is there anything I missed? You want to get a question for the Jarvis?
There was one. I'll go back to one from earlier. It was interesting to hear you talk about the first time you tried it and, the nerves and whatever, and it reminded me of McKenna's interview. I think she was on WDAY or something here about a month ago or whatever, and she told the story. Well, one week I tried one heat race, and then the next week I tried 2 heat races, and then just kind of got into it. Then she started winning and whatever, and so now McKenna, National Rookie of the Year in the
Yeah.
B mod.
Congrats. Yes.
I'm sure you pay attention to that. Have you thought about 5-10 years down the road, making it to the big track someday? And if you get there, what would you run?
I've been thinking about it. If I ever did, though, I'd probably do a late model because I've just always watched my dad and think it's fun, but not for a while.
Just kind of take it a year at a time for now here. You think down the line, though, possibility?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
She's got to race against me in go-karts first.
Yeah, there you go. How about for you, Kyle? Maybe down the line, maybe think about taking a crack at it at the big track?
There's possibility, but I think the go-karts was the first step just to see what the itch was and the budget was and things like that. So, but just wanted to start there. Maybe eventually, but we'll see.
Okay. Final question here I have for you before we get to the sponsor shout-outs. I think I got this right. I think you referenced it a little earlier. First year, all 3 of you raced the same year? Does that sound about accurate?
Yep.
So how special does that make this as a family endeavor, all 3 of you racing for the first time? Some of you helping out in the crew roles some nights, others of you behind the wheel other nights. How special does this make this year? Have you had a chance to take that in yet this year?
I kind of took it in after the year was over. I kind of started thinking about it, and I was like, man, that is pretty awesome that we all got to race, and we all had, decent years, and we didn't tear up a bunch of stuff, and it was a lot of fun. So, but during the moment, you don't think of that.
No,
at all.
not at all.
Just thinking, all right, this is week X of the race season. All right, going down our mental checklist, getting everything ready.
Yeah.
You're putting all your stuff together in May, and then pretty soon it's September, and it was like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
Literally, that's everyone, though. Everyone.
Everyone, yep.
Kyle, Lilly, same question for both of you.
Yeah, no, it was pretty interesting because last year, I got to go to a couple of her races, and then always on Friday nights, and then getting the itch to do it this year, and it was just it's a lot of work for sure, and it's really nice to have a family like we do, taking care of each other, checking over different things, even just things that are not related to racing, like I mentioned the wives earlier, they're keeping us a track. We got that ADHD brain going, they're thinking about tools, they're thinking about tear offs, just all that stuff. So it's definitely a family feel for sure. So which is really awesome. So
That is so. I hate to use. I want to say heartwarming. It actually feels so not just again like I said metaphorically and literally a family operation. Lilly, same question for you.
Yeah, I like it. You make a lot of family moments in racing, and there's just a ton of things to family doing, like they said.
Yeah, gosh, I love it. That is so cool. So you got a couple more comments. Ryan Thorvalson, so nice having you all at the go-kart track this year. Looking forward to racing with Kyle again next year and watching Matt on Friday nights. Paul Gibbery, Matt should get a 410 sprint, LOL. That's shaking his head,
It'd be fun to drive one. I would drive one, but...
give a few hot laps possible.
I'd be on my roof more than...
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I'd be buying wings weekly, I think, so
Oh, man.
I'll pass on that for now.
Possible hot laps? Would that be something you'd like to do maybe one time?
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to deny, or not, yeah, I would do it.
Oh, hell
It's
yeah.
tough to say no when you're offered hot laps
Yep.
in a race car.
Oh, gosh. Matt, Kyle, Lilly, before we get to sponsor shout-outs, anything we missed that you guys would like to work in here or talking points? Okay, well, I don't know if you want to break out, if you got cheat sheets or if you got them memorized, we'll go around the table here. Sponsors or just special thank yous, recognition you want to give out, we'll go around the table. Matt, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so we got Culver's and Finish Line Outdoor Services, Heart Attack Racing. Heart Attack has been on there since day one of my racing career, so I hopefully we can just keep that going. AMR Specialty, Daniel Olson Farms, 513 Design, Custom Auto Wire, Geneva Beach Resort, Sean Horn with Crary, Dairy Farms, and Yeah, that's about it. I even covered Lilly's for her, so.
Oh, Dad's got you covered. Kyle.
Yeah, mine are pretty similar. So I got the Culvers. I work there, so I got to get the Culvers on there. And then I have CVAC, Community Violence Intervention Center. And then Finish Line Outdoor Services. We got those guys. And then, of course, the Heart Attack Racing. So those are the couple sponsors that we have. So
Lilly?
Well, like my dad said, he said most of my sponsors, but Heart Attack Racing was a big one for us. He's been in our racing career since ever, and it's just a big one.
Gosh, yeah, there you go. Hey, Matt, Kyle, Lilly, thank you guys so much for coming in today. This has been a blast, getting to pick your guys' brains and just learn all about your background. Thank you guys so much for taking some time to come in. And Lilly, thanks for taking some time off and getting the A-OK from school to come in today, too. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Steven, best of luck. Is it this weekend or next weekend at Fergus
Nope,
Falls?
Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday. All right. Best of luck rocking the photography there. And yeah, I believe we will wrap things up today here. I want to give a big shout out to Rumor Sports Bar and Grill in the Grand Cities Mall. Make sure to check them out. Hey, baseball playoffs are going on. WNBA playoffs are going on. We got Minnesota Pro Sports representation in the finals. I can't believe it. Minnesota Lynx rocking it there against the Liberty. Check out all the sports at Rumor Sports Bar Casino. BT, Scott, Jake, and the crew, they'll take care of you. You can bet on the horses, play bingo, try your luck with charitable gambling or charitable gaming. Great lunch and dinner specials with a $7 express lunch. They're home of the world famous beer tower, and they got all kinds of great dishes. We're talking before the show. Great place in town to catch mac and cheese. Open every day, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. That's Rumor Sports Bar and Casino in the Grand Cities Mall. And that will wrap up today's show. Coming up tonight here and later today on GFBS, 1 p.m., we got a new big screens and TV streams. We're going to be talking about that new Joker movie. Yay, nay, find out on the show. And tonight at 9 p.m., all new Brew Brothers. Check it out. Check out all the shows on GFBS by searching GFBS on your favorite podcast or social media app. Want to give one more big thank you again to Matt, Lilly, and Kyle Jarvis. Big thank you again. Stephen Lewis, guest host or co-host today. Thank you again so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for taking time to watch the show today. Remember, like, share, tag, subscribe, follow GFBS on all the apps. Pound that notification bell to receive the alerts for whenever we go live so you do not miss the show. Hey, the Forks are a sensational place. Grand Forks' best source gave them an identity again.